Hey everybody, it's Master Gallengeist here, bringing you my review of Fantastic Four issue 20. And this was a pretty decent issue. It pretty much just got us through to getting the Fantastic Four back to Earth, getting Sky kind of introduced to Earth a little bit, and dealing with the whole Wyatt situation with the whole moloids going on over there. So they get back, they're trying to figure out what's going on. Alicia's not there. Reed and Sue are able to tell that Franklin and Valeria have had parties and everything. Reed's able to deduce that they've pretty much had like four, and then goes to like five because of how clean it was. And it's like, all right, fine. They get punished a little bit. Sue pretty much turns their electronics invisible, and I'm like, huh. It's really, if it's clean and nothing's really broken, pretty much the punishment should just be like, hey, you should have just kind of asked. You know what I mean? So that kind of gets, and that's an interesting little thing that they have. There's not much other time except towards the end that they do with Franklin and Valeria. This is more to deal with what's going on with Sky and Johnny. As we see that Johnny goes to check his messages, so Sky's kind of left to herself as she pretty much talks to pigeons. He goes into the messages, gets the whole thing with Wyatt. First, Wyatt's like, hey, we gotta need your help. Then he's like, not really. And then it's like, yeah, we're gonna need your help. So he's pretty much getting ready to go off. So he was like, what the hell? Take Sky with you. She's pretty much thinking, hey, if they spend any amount of time together, it'll pretty much destroy this whole soulmate thing and we'll pretty much be done. We also see that Ben goes and checks in on Alicia. She's doing a commission thing and everything. He gives her the lowdown on what's going on, and she pretty much has the same kind of reaction that Sue and everybody else is having with the whole Sky situation. So we see Johnny's able to get out there to Wyatt, and of course Wyatt ribs him for everything that's going on with the whole Sky thing. He's like, come on, dude, stop. And of course Sky's like, how many soulmates have you freaking had? And he gives him a lowdown of what happened with him. Now, of course, we only got a little bit of what was going on of the Moloids attacking, and we see that what kind of happened intervening. We see that Roxxon was pretty much doing their whole oil bit, goes down into the tunnels. The Moloids are like, this is ours. And the tribe's like, well, we've been here too. And they come to an agreement, actually, and the Moloids actually want to join them and become part of the tribe. So it worked out pretty well. The only problem is Mole Man's like, those are my people. Pretty much like my slave labor, so bugger off and give me my people back. And they've been pretty much waiting for Mole Man to make his kind of appearance. Wyatt, of course, kind of wanted the whole Fantastic Four, but he only got Johnny and Scott. So Mole Man pops up at this point. We're riding his dinosaurs, and Johnny and Wyatt aren't really having that much success. Wyatt's gadgets and everything are getting like shorn to shit, and because of how close they've lived to the center of the Earth, Johnny's fire isn't really doing anything to the dinosaurs. So what happens is Sky's able to talk with the lizards, and of course the dinosaurs. She's figuring out that it's kind of weird that like birds on your planet are like evolutionary things of like giant big lizards, but she's able to get into the dinosaurs. Mole Man's like, attack, and they're like, hey, screw you. And they pretty much got into a good situation of like trying to talk about what's going on, because the dinosaurs like, hold up, no. And so we then get back to Yancey Street. We see that the kids are like making like this whole kind of party thing, and they're like, oh, thanks, so what do we owe you? It's like, I thought we were being punished. And they're like, hey, the biggest issue we had was you didn't really ask us. You did clean up everything, so next time ask, we might say yes. And they're like, oh yeah, cool. Of course, Ben and Alicia are there. They see that Sky and Johnny come in. They give them the whole spiel of what was going on. It's like, oh, that's actually kind of cool. And they came to they gave us the more kind of a little bit of intricacies of that Mole Man let pretty much everybody do their own thing, but the dinosaurs got a better part of the deal. The Moloids got their whole part, and the tribe. Everything worked out pretty well. I'm like, okay, that's kind of cool. I wish there'd been a little bit more kind of shown of what was going on and kind of the whole deal, but Mole Man could pop back up at any point in the next couple arcs or whatnot, so we'll have to kind of see how that shakes out. We get to the point where Sky's like, well, thank you for offering me a place, because Reed's like, hey, we can like do Untold Dimensions here. You can stay with us. But she's like, I kind of want to be on my own. And since Alicia and Ben have gotten married, she decides to let Skye stay at like her old apartment and gives that to her. It's like, okay, that's pretty kind of cool. So that's how that's wrapped up. We also get Ben talking to Reed, being like, "Listen, I've been mad at you my whole life for all this stuff happening to me, and I'm glad that I can put that kind of behind me." And Reed, of course, puts on the thing. I'm like, "Yeah, no problem." But in his head, he's like, "No, I still fault myself for not protecting my family, and I'm not going to let that happen again." So, since I haven't been like going into the other comics about what's been going on with like the whole X-Men and the mutants, that kind of gives a kind of more kind of context of what's going on, because Franklin is a mutant, and they of course are trying to get all the mutants onto the island, and of course Reed takes extreme measures to make sure that that doesn't really happen. So you see why Reed has that kind of overprotective mentality. I mean, granted, there's trying to protect your family, and then there's like going to try and protect against any kind of threat. So it's like, okay, that's kind of cool to give me some more context of what's happening in the wider Marvel universe, and Reed's kind of thought process on that. So we'll have to see how that kind of shakes out. And I don't know, the future kind of stuff going on, especially with like Empire, and how Reed is going to figure out how to protect Earth and his family from all of that. So those are my opinions on the issue. Tell me what you guys think in the comments below. If you liked it, if you didn't like it, if you agree with me, if you disagree with me. Also like and subscribe, and I hope you have a good day.